Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. The right to information and the freedom of expression cannot be limited because of political constrictions. And regarding Gachagua, just like Martha Karua, Wamai, and Ruth Mutua, must submit their candidature to public scrutiny. This statement is in the light of the latest U-turn by Rigathi Gachagua to attend the Deputy President's debate. And today, the 18th of July, he attended a pre-debate briefing by the organizers of that presidential debate team, and he made a technical appearance there, with organizers coming out to confirm that he's going to attend. What the organizers actually were looking up for is that they didn't want a last-minute surprise, because according to some few journalists I've spoken with, is that if Rigathi Gachagua was to pull out from that debate, then Martha Karua was just going to have a debate with the other two candidates. So it will not be two tier, it will just be one. They will have scrapped off the one that was starting in the morning earlier. Then they have one debate with the three women on set. So, and I think the political advisors of William Ruto and the presidential team decided that Rigathi Gachagua must go through that public scrutiny. The debate, in my understanding, is a tradition that this country have had, that we are trying to come up with a tradition since 2013. And to me, it's part of access to information. It's just, in fact, the presidential debate is bigger than even the manifesto launch. Just like the manifesto launch also had the public interest. Now, in the light of what is happening, I want to tell you one thing. Why the main reason why Deputy President said Rigathi Gachagua must go. They wanted to have the precedents. They wanted to see on how that debate is going to be conducted. And to the advisors of the presidential debate, the way the debate will be conducted and the Rigathi Gachagua side, it will depend. It will create a narrative, or it will form a basis for decision whether the Deputy President is also going to attend the presidential debate. But I can assure you that the DP must attend that debate. Now, I have come up with 8 aspects that play out. You know what I say, that these are challenges that they're not necessarily challenges of Rigathi Gachagua, the speech flows and dark past. It's not about that, but just in relation to this political campaign, I see some of the issues that will become very difficult for Rigathi Gachagua to explain. But before that, let me just look at the Martha Karua. Martha Karua has not been in action for long. And she will try, I think they are trying to trace, they will trace her presidential stab in 2013. That was the last she was in the race. She will also try to look at, or the organizers might also try to question her on the BBI. And that will be a very technical question for her to answer. The gender card might not be at play because it will be one-on-one. So the equation of many women against one might not be there. I also see a probability of Martha Karua struggling to look at Mount Kenya, or try to portray herself as a crusader for Mount Kenya. But I wanted to look at the ethos and what exactly is going to be part of the problem. I think the debate to Kenyans who are watching will expect to see the trust. It's a test of the trust. It's a test of whether you have understanding of running of government. You really understand what is happening in government, why Kenyans should trust you. Personal competency might also be assessed as a deputy president. And there are just many other aspects, and this is just my speculation, what the organizers of this debate might look for. And they might also question the consistency of messaging or your communication, because all those people, they are journalists and they're communication specialists in different quarters, in different newsrooms. So they will also assess your communication, whether you are someone who can communicate when that is needed. Now, let me tell you something that is going to be very critical in this debate. Rigathi Gachagua will struggle to explain Uhuru Kenyatta betrayal vis-a-vis the support for William Ruto. And it might not be like, why are you supporting William Ruto? But part of the candidature of William Ruto is being packaged as one of a revenge ticket, where someone is revenging that he was promised tani yangu, kumi yangu, kumi yako, and did not get. The other side, there are also politicians that feel like after president got the second term, left them in the dark and now went with Raila Odinga. And so they also feel like they want to revenge against President Uhuru Kenyatta, that they're the people who made him the president. Now, the personality, this might not come from the organizers, but if there is going to be a bit of a follow-up, it touches into the political ethos. Because the reason why this will come to light is because of incessant attacks on President Uhuru Kenyatta by specifically Rigathi Gachagua. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta is going out, and the question of transition is at play. Whether, because that ticket, or rather that debate booth has two Kikuyus on it, Martha Karua and Rigathi Gachagua. Because of the transition politics, the political betrayal narrative is going to find its way there. And I can ask someone whether you can explain why Rigathi Gachagua is supporting William Ruto. I don't know whether you can find an answer. There are many answers, but if you can find one that would then be coming out to be explained. But then there is the challenge of the double speak. The double speak on national issues is going to dent the trust of the candidate. On the other side, government, for example, let's just pick unga. Immediately the price of unga dropped. They came out. I think the Azimio side had tried to keep quiet about the soaring inflation. But on the other side, they came out and now bashed the government that the price is being reduced because of politics. And honestly speaking, whether it is politics or not politics, Kenyans wanted that. For a Kenyan who will walk to supermarket and find the price going to 100, that's a reprieve, whether it's for political benefits or no. But I think you have to give credit where it's due. I think that's on that one, the Kenyan voter has benefited and through the opposition, or rather the criticism of the government. And I'm also I'm one crusader on opposition politics. The country always needs an opposition. The double speak trusts the benefits, the stand on different issues, where the issues of the port. On the other side, when Ruto was there, he spoke about moving those operations to Naivasha, but in the run-up to these elections, we're again saying that it was undone because of one or two. So the issue of doublespeak is also another ghost that is coming back to make its way in that debate. Now, I don't know, and I doubt, whether, unlike Martha Karua or Raila Odinga's running mate, that because of some of the interventions that Raila Odinga team have brought on table are interventions that are framed or rather targeting different sectors. They are sectorial interventions where he's talking about Juakali sector. I'm going to do recognition of prior learning. Because of on the health, we are going to do Baba Care, Social Protection Fund. I think that's the only campaign pledge that has an element of fixed amount of money. Now, So it might be very difficult, it might be very easy for Martha Karua to navigate through Raila Odinga's manifesto. However, on the UDA, the 50 billion, the multi-billion manifesto is a challenge. I don't understand how Rigathi Gachagua will be in a position to break that manifesto, break down those numbers. Because their manifesto is more economical, is more elite, and it looks like one that is just being put to Kenyans without the reality check in it, whether really the country can manage what you are promising. So the 50 billion manifesto is going to be a challenge on the Hustler Fund. I listened to one on, I think, creation of jobs through different sectors. That was going to almost 100 billion. There was also some billion, I think some 100 billion for buying land in Trans Nzoia. That is there. There are also some billions for creating, or rather making sure that road network is fine. I think the challenge has been that UDA has promised they can do everything that Uhuru has not done. If you look at the Azimio side, Martha Karua has been given a role of justice minister, and to me it is just a division of labor, or rather some specialization, to show Kenyans that that office, there will be a framework on which the two offices might work between deputy president and the president. That's Martha Karua and Raila, if they form the government. Now, on the other side, because Deputy President William Ruto have had a strained relationship with President Uhuru Kenyatta, there will be a need by the organizers of that debate to try to draw a line for Kenyans to find out how the next dispensation will form a code of conduct, or rather a working relationship between the members of the executive. That special role will be very difficult because of one, Rigathi Gachagua has a problem of political incompetency. Might have professional competence, but political incompetency, because of course, if you compare with Martha Karua, who has been in government, has been a minister, has been an MP and all that, Rigathi Gachagua is a first-time member of parliament, and the only kitty that he has managed, serious money has managed, is the CDF. So this is someone who is now supposed to be a principal assistant to president, the chair of IBEC, and very, very powerful position that he's supposed to take. So that is also really going to keep an eye. Now, I want us to question another thing on the incompetency of Raila Odinga, because to Kenya Kwanza, one of their political tools they have been using the campaign trail is selling the narrative that Raila Odinga is incompetent. And this comes out when they say that Talala cabinet Nasa Sanane. I listened to Kiambu, Rigathi Gachagua saying that Raila will wake up at 11, so people should wake up and vote earlier. So the incompetency bit of it might be questioned on the conduct of the politician, because on the other side, Martha Karua have restrained herself from making personal attacks on personality or maybe health. It touches into the health of an individual, especially when they say that Raila ni mzee ataenda kulala. So I really expect maybe the organizers to try to ask some question on this, whether discussing someone's political or someone's health politically in the campaign trail is has the threshold for political benefit. That might be there. Then the polling, I think polling national interest stands will be a big challenge. The two candidates, Martha Karua has the national appeal. Rigathi Gachagua, on the other hand, have tried to cut an edge for himself to be a crusader for Mount Kenya issues. And many times, I think you will find Rigathi Gachagua speaking Kikuyu and talking about the issues about Uhuru Kenyatta and coffee and macadamia and all that. Speaks to the economy of Mount Kenya, which to me, I think he has done perfectly, if that was the role that he was called for him to do. But then in this national debate, it's a national affair where all of us are watching. Rigathi Gachagua will struggle to speak to the hearts of someone listening in Mombasa, to speak to the hearts of someone listening in Western. I have not listened to Rigathi Gachagua talking about Mumias Sugar, talking about Wabuye Pan Paper. it's going to be a bit of a challenge, and I can speculate that when he speaks something, especially when someone asks him that one we are going to do in Central, so what are you going to do in Nyanza, then he tries to speak of reviving a company there, it will be a very ironical statement, and Kenyans, really, you're going to see a lot of propaganda coming out of that. I also see innovative solutions is a challenge. Both sides, Raila Odinga and both William Ruto manifestos are recycling of previous manifestos, and of course this might come out boldly. Lastly, I see struggle to explain Jubilee failures, and this is one thing that might cut out between Gachagua and Martha Karua. Martha Karua, on the other end, has not been in government for the last 9 years alongside Raila Odinga. Gachagua was a member of parliament, was a committee member, is the deputy president, is the running mate to the deputy president, and of course it's very difficult in the eye of Kenyans to explain, and what they will struggle to explain is the question that Kenyans have always asked on, so if this and this is not right and you're in government, why didn't you do while you had the majority in the National Assembly? Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold look, and what's your take?